Another day, another Hunter Biden headline. Politico is reporting that the Justice Department is investigating a consulting firm linked to the president's son for potential illegal lobbying. Consulting firm Blue Star reportedly took on the Ukrainian company Burisma as a client when Hunter Biden was a Burisma board member. Now Fox News has learned through emails that a former Ukrainian prosecutor claims that he had been, quote, pitched by Blue Star to give him access to high levels of the Hillary Clinton campaign in the weeks leading up to the 2016 presidential election. Let's dissect this all with Accuracy in Media President Adam Guillette. This sounds really interesting to me that Burisma would be trying to attain this kind of information. What do you suppose they were looking for?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say because the stories never end with Hunter Biden. He is the gift that, to an investigative journalist, keeps on giving. And that's my question. Where is the New York Times and the Washington Post and all of their resources on this sort of story? Nowhere to be found. I think it came to a conservative activist organization to go through the emails and find this sort of thing. And I think it means that journalism as we know it is dead. These folks are writing clickbait headlines for their friends. They're not interested in breaking these stories at the Times. They don't even want to cover the Hunter Biden stuff.
Yeah, when it came to the other side, I recall this thing called the Russia probe and what it cost our country and what we all had to go through. Yet, as you mentioned, the media outlets here, they see this and they just kind of they shrug and they just don't care.
Yeah. No, they don't. They're posers. It's make-believe. They've got the same masthead at the New York Times, the same logo at CNN, but they're not journalists anymore. They're living off the credibility of journalists who existed before them. They're writing clickbait headlines because they know that's what their readers want to read, even if the anti-conservative stories aren't true. And they're doing activist journalism to advance their ideas. They're not interested in speaking truth to power. They're not interested in holding people accountable. They're interested in garnering clicks and pushing an agenda. It's sickening.
And what do you do in the case that we find ourselves in, for example, when it comes to the Hunter Biden laptop story, and all of a sudden social media shuts it down? Because those moments that a story breaks are very, very crucial for people to start making decisions and thinking about whether it's something that they want to sort of mentally pursue and see where this goes. But then you've got Twitter and Facebook just stomping that conversation out.
Well, it's a terrifying time we live in because the progressives, instead of governing by legislation, they govern by corporation. They can't pass a law banning free speech, so they just count on their allies in Silicon Valley to stamp out any viewpoints they don't like. If businesses or sports organizations or Coca-Cola don't behave the way they like, they bully them into backing down. Again, it's governing by corporation and using that to stamp out the freedoms we hold dear. It truly is a terrifying time that we live in, and we need to keep speaking out against it and putting pressure on these corporations so that they know that we're not going to back down easy.
Adam Guillette, thank you so much. Great to see you tonight.